Hey Jason, my name is Steven. I actually left a message on your voicemail, and I hope you don't mind me sending this to your email, but I think that you're going to find a lot of value with it. Um, in this video, I'm going to be going over three things that you could start doing today that will actually help start pushing you up against above your competition in these Google results and get you on that first page. Now, if by the end of this video you do see that I have the know-how to get this done, you can reach back out if you like and we can chat, or you can just take this information and start implementing these tips yourself if you'd like. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. The three things I'll be covering today are content, citations, and backlinks. Now, content is everything on your website, but we're primarily focused on your homepage right now. Now, Google likes to see at least 1,500 words on the homepages of these service-based industries such as HVAC. Especially this location, this will give you plenty of opportunity to add in all the buyer intent keywords and keyword phrases that these people are searching for when they're searching for HVAC services. Now, I went ahead and pulled up the main competitor here, and this is I know you're in Durham, but I'm using Raleigh as an example because it is on your locations as an area you service, and it gets by far the most search volume for your services. So this is Air Experts, and I threw them into a tool I subscribe to called Ahrefs. Now, this tool pretty much gives me a behind the scenes view of what Google uses to rank websites. Now, they've got some pretty impressive statistics here. So this is their website, and it's currently being found for 1.6 thousand keywords. That's a staggering number, and that's usually not the case, right? And their website was clicked on 6,000 times, and this is just in the past 30 days. Excuse me. So I went ahead and I threw your website into the same tool, and you are currently being found for one keyword, and you were not clicked on at all. Okay, so let's go back to our competitor. Now, this is a little deceiving, right? We don't need near as many keywords as what they have. Most of these keywords, and let me bring them up here. If we click on this number, this will bring up all 1.6 thousand keywords. And most of these are not what we call buyer intent. Most of these are informational. So a lot of the clicks they're getting aren't buyer intent. It's just to find out like what humidity is considered dry, pilot light, not lighting. See, a bunch of this is, and I mean, that's good if you have a blog and stuff, which they do, I'm sure. But what we want to focus on are these buyer intent, like heating, repair, Raleigh NC. This is what people are searching for when they're looking for they're actively looking for a service. So since there are so many of these key terms that they're being found for, I filtered them out by location, right? And so when you filter them out by location, it pretty much will give you the buyer intent for that location. So for example, HVAC services, Raleigh, so that's somebody actively looking for services. That got 500 search volume in just the past 30 days, and they were clicked on 74 times because of that. But look at all these variations here. It just goes down and down. And so I went ahead and I started to tally up all these numbers, but it's just too many of the buyer intent. And this is just for Raleigh. And I stopped when I hit about 100,000. So that's a lot of search volume that you're not being found for because you don't have any of these on your site. I mean, you would even benefit with just these top like 5 or 6, right? Much less the rest of them. But anyway, let's go back and we can actually look at the keyword you're being found for. So I clicked on that one. So you got HVAC Durham NC, which is a good one for Durham. That got 150 searches in the past 30 days, but you were not clicked. And the reason being your position is 64. When people are searching that, Google is putting you on the 7th page, right? Nobody's going to the 7th page. So I'm going to explain in just a little bit how you can get yourself up on the first page, right? Not just for this, but after you get all those other keywords on there, this would apply for that as well. So that's it for content. Next thing I'd like to go over are what we call citations. And I'm going to be using Durham for this, and I'll explain why in a minute. Now, when people are searching HVAC Durham NC, studies have shown that right around 45% of people are going to be clicking on one of these businesses here, right? And there's usually 3, but this is an ad right here, so that's not organic or natural. These 3 right here, so they're always there unless something happens. But yeah, 45%. This is the map pack, and this is your Google business profile. Now, most people they're under the impression that it is the driving factor here are reviews, and that's not the case. There's other businesses that actually have thousands of reviews that aren't up in here. So it's not reviews. It is a factor, right? There's several factors, but the driving factor is what we call citations. Now, a citation is your business's name, address, and phone number on a directory online. A couple examples of these directories are like Yelp, the Better Business Bureau, Angie, and Thumbtack. And there's quite a few out there, and I'm sure you most likely have some already. And it used to be it was the business or businesses that had the most citations that would end up doing very well and pretty much securing a place up in the top 3 here. But that's not so much the case in 2025. Now, Google doesn't really care so much about the number of citations anymore. They care about the source of those citations, and they also care about these. They're called 3 major data aggregators, right? So just take note of this. Data Axle, Newstar, and Foursquare are the 3 major data aggregators. These are very important to go ahead and sign up for and get verified in. The reason being, once they have your information, they actually push all your data to hundreds of other apps, navigation systems, and directories automatically, right? And these are very important for especially AI, because a lot of people are using AI now. And for AI to recommend you, you definitely want to be in these, right? And they look for also data consistency. So your name, address, and phone number consistent to the T across all these platforms. Other than that, you will want to manually go ahead and get into the top 50. We call them core consumer directories. And you can actually Google or throw this into AI, that question, and it'll pull those up. Those are the ones like Yelp, BBB, Nextdoor, Angie, Thumbtack. You definitely want to be in those as well, all right? You do that, and you have a really good shot of getting into the top 3 for the Durham area. Now, and I'm going to switch to Raleigh now. Now, underneath the map pack is Google's organic search results list. Number 1 spot here captures right around 40% of all clicks. So the map pack will get 45% of clicks, but it splits those clicks in between these 3 businesses. In this case, it's 4. This is 40% all by itself, which makes it the most clicked position on the entire page, right? So the main driver here are what we call backlinks. Now, backlinks is essentially when you have other websites on the internet that have a link on their site somewhere that when clicked, it leads back to your site. Google uses these backlinks as like an online referral system. And the more relevant that website that's linking back to you is to your industry, the more trust it has, the more traffic it gets, all the better for you guys. Now, for example, say you have a popular local blog page over there in the triangle, or a popular industry related site that can be nationwide, wherever. And you're getting links from those. That's what's actually going to help push you up in Google's rankings. But since you guys are an HVAC company, say you have a website like Pizza Hut linking back to you. Pizza Hut is very popular, gets a lot of traffic, has built a lot of trust with Google, but it's not going to do you guys any good because you guys don't sell pizza or have anything to do with pizza. So let's bring back our main competitor here in Raleigh, and let's pull up this tool again. And now I want to pay attention to this backlink profile section. Now, to be clear, at this point, it's through your content, specifically your keywords that Google is able to find you for what people are searching for. Now, once they have found you, they've got to determine where they're going to place you on this list. And that's all dependent on your backlinks. So they currently have 1.4 thousand backlinks coming from a total of 318 other websites. They call them referring domains in here. So if we look at you've currently got 24 backlinks coming from 24 websites, right? So it's just like those citations I was talking about. It's not so much about the number. It's really about the source of where they're getting the backlink. So what we want to pay attention to, let's go back to our competitor. We want to pay attention to their referring domains, these other websites, because that's what's pushing power through the backlinks that's getting them pushed up in those rankings in Google. Okay, so we can actually click on that 318, and that's going to pull up all 318 websites they're currently getting backlinks from. Now, one thing you'll notice when you do something like this is some of these, like bbb.org, I explained when I was talking to you about directories and citations. This is a directory, but some of these popular directories, they overlap, right? They act as like citations and backlinks. Okay, so this is kind of like a twofer. But you'd want to go down here, down this list through all the pages and acquire backlinks from all these websites. If you were to do this and your content, your content and your keywords were on point, it would take a little bit of time, but you would actually put yourself in contention for the number one spot. Now, what would really push you over the top is if you did that same thing with like the top 3 to 5 websites. Granted, it does take a while, and Google does not like to see this done all at once. They understand that backlinks and a lot of these citations are acquired over time. So there's a bit of an art to it. Once they index them, that you'll start pushing up in the rankings, eventually get that number one spot and get all that traffic, right, for those buyer intent keywords. And like I said, there's well over 100,000 searches in the past month. So you can imagine what that would do. That would transform your business. Now, just want to recap. The first thing is going to be content. You want at least 1,500 words on your homepage with the right keywords and the right amount of a lot of them, and probably more than 1,500 because there are so many keywords. Second is going to be citations for the Durham area. And the reason I picked Durham, you're not going to be able to rank in the map pack for Raleigh because your service address is in Durham. So proximity is king here, but citations you can control. So here you want to be in the 3 major data aggregators. That's Data Axle, Newstar, and Foursquare, and then go ahead and Google or AI search the top 50 core consumer citations. Go ahead and sign up for those as well. And then lastly is going to be backlinks, right? Meaning you need more relevant websites linking back to your site to show Google that you guys are the authority when it comes to HVAC companies in and around the Raleigh-Durham area. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, you can take this information and implement it yourself. Or if you want to book a discovery call with me, you can reach out to me. My name's Steven. I live right here in North Carolina. You can respond back to this email, or you can give me a call at 910-551-2006. But other than that, Jason, I know that we didn't talk personally on the phone, but I hope you found this informational and very helpful. And I hope you have a good Christmas, man. Take care. Bye.